welcome back to Potions Class Bonus. My name is Lucia, and today I have my friend Karen here with me to talk about her tarot reading experience. Say hi, Karen.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining me today, and I'm super excited to hear about your experiences with tarot reading. So, I have a few questions for you today. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So, the first question is, when did you first start practicing the art of tarot reading?
Well, I first got my deck in 2013 as a birthday present, and I was pretty not that consistent with learning tarot back then. It wasn't until like 2 years ago that I really started learning tarot.
Okay, cool. What persuaded you to learn tarot reading in the first place?
I was actually going through a tough time during the time, and I was a little upset, and I was in my bedroom looking around, and I saw my tarot deck on my bookshelf, and I felt called to do a reading. I didn't know any of the meanings, so I looked up the spread in the little booklet that came with it, and for the first time, it kind of felt like everything clicked. Instead of like searching for answers in the book, it spoke to me. It kind of felt like a conversation, and that's when I knew like tarot was something I really wanted to pursue.
So did you feel this way before when you did, like, that was your first time doing tarot reading, or?
So when I first got the deck, I tried to do, as everyone tries to learn the meanings and do little readings, but it was more like I would look at the card, read the meaning, and then think like, okay, that's what it meant. But this time it really felt like I was asking a question and then something was answering me in a conversation.
Wow, okay, that's magical. That's cool. Okay. And for those who don't know, can you explain how tarot cards actually work?
Yeah, of course. So some people see it as like a self-help tool, others see it as a divination tool. I kind of do it both ways. There's 78 cards in a deck, and they're split between the major and minor arcana. The major arcana is more of like the overall themes of your life, the bigger picture of things. So think, if you think about a tree, the tree branches, and then the minor arcanas are kind of like the leaves on the branches, and they're more of the everyday, mundane, like little details in life.
Yeah, okay. What are some common misconceptions about tarot reading?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
One of the misconceptions I hear a lot is that you need to be gifted your own deck. So I know I was gifted my own deck, my first deck, but you do not need to be gifted your own deck. I actually think that if you buy your own deck, that you will, resonate with it more because you like the imagery, you connect with it, and thus you will feel more inclined to use it.
Oh. Where did you actually hear about being gifted a deck? Because that's something new to me. I never heard of that.
So I've always heard this myth, but I looked it up, and some people say that back then, when money was scarce, people were kind of poor, and cards were not easy to come about. Usually the only way you can get a deck is if like your grandmother passed it down to you, and so that's the tradition of like passing down your deck, and then you are somewhat initiated into the practice. But now there's many decks that are affordable. You can just pick and choose.
Well, that sounds like so special though, compared to like, it's so easy for us to just buy one in store for like, I don't know, $20 or something.
I mean,
I want to be gifted one. Okay, that's true. Yeah, me too. Do you have any cool stories with readings that you've done in the past?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
One that comes to mind. I was doing a love reading for a friend, and he's a little bit of a skeptic. So I was asking him if he was seeing someone like a female that was younger, and he denied it to throw me off. But I later found out that he was seeing someone that was younger, and in the same reading I also said that 2 exes would reach out to him, and he denied it, saying there's no way, why would they ever reach out to me? And then they reached out to him.
They both reached out at the same time?
Not at the same time, but for different reasons, but they did reach out to him, and
Do you know what like that time span was, or it was just like
You know, it actually took a couple months to.
Oh, a couple of months.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still happened.
Yeah.
Chances are slim, but damn. Okay.
I mean, I can't divinate time.
Yeah.
That's something that I am not that familiar
That's so
with doing.
hard. I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I couldn't tell when it was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna
you go,
happen.
okay, damn. Was it like a gut feeling, or like it was just like, you know, these things?
I mean,
How do you do you see it in the cards, or do you see it like in a vision?
it's really a little it depends on like what your different type of like psychic ability might be.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I have clairsentient, which is like a feeling. Others have clairvoyance, which they see things, like visions. Other people can hear a message, or they just know it's a thought that pops in their head.
Wow.
And so when I read, like, I will look at the cards, and a lot of times, like, my mind will know, oh, this card means this, but when I look at the cards together, it tells a story, and I get the feeling of like something that's happening. Like I can feel that that scenario.
So maybe that's why time is so hard, because you can't feel time.
It's really difficult.
Yeah. Interesting. Lastly, do you have any tips, tricks, or pointers for anyone starting out with tarot reading?
So I know that tarot is a little daunting, and everyone wants to jump in and start memorizing the different meanings of the cards. Kind of like I think everyone's go-to is to use it as like a flashcard, but I actually think that you will learn quicker if you just do them. So just do a spread, look at the meanings, look at the cards, look at how it relates to the position, and by doing it, you'll have a better chance of memorizing the meanings, because then you have like a memory to kind of anchor your memorization onto. And also, when you're using spreads, don't just look at the individual placements of each card. Look at the cards as a whole picture. So a lot of the times how I read, cards will talk to each other. Imagery is a big thing for me. So for example, like if one card has a person in it and they're facing another person, that can indicate like a connection there as well. My last tip would be to get familiar with astrology and numerology. So a lot of the cards have connections to, you know, different signs and different meanings with the numbers. For example, the Emperor would be Aries. And each card has their associated sign. But really, it's just getting familiar with not only the meanings of the card, but like the imagery that's on it. Sometimes there's like little hints on the cards that might indicate a different meaning to you.
Like, how long did it take for you to feel like you're comfortable doing readings? Like, do you do readings every day? Is that how you practice? Or?
I mean, I tried the whole doing a reading every day, pulling, you know, the one card to predict your day. I was really inconsistent with it, and I just felt like those kind of pulls were not as meaningful to me. So I would always just ask friends if they want readings and do a whole spread and learn that way. But it took a while. I think it took about a year before I was really comfortable with doing readings with my friends. I would always fear that, you know, people would judge me if I look at the meanings right there. But I hear that a lot of seasoned readers will oftentimes still look at the meanings from time to time. So, you know, I try to tell myself it's not that big of a deal, but
Okay. All right. So lastly, I want to ask if you can actually give us a demonstration for your tarot reading.
Of course.
Yay! So excited. Can you explain kind of how you get started with the tarot?
Sure. So everyone does their readings differently. Just because I do my readings this way doesn't mean any other tarot reader is wrong. I like to give my decks to other people to shuffle and think about the question that they have. Other people rather other people not touch their deck. And then I will select a spread that I want to do based on the type of reading. So I have a spread for love readings that I usually gravitate to, but otherwise I basically stick to the Celtic Cross.
Okay. All right. So my question for today is, if I start a tea brand, what I should do to make sure that my tea brand works out?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. That's my question then.
It's a big event, yo.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna start off by asking, have you been looking into the business legal side of things of starting the business? To me, this one is all about like weighing your options or like legal things, and it's in your past, so that's why I asked like, did you look into it? Because like this would indicate to me that like this is something that you were kind of researching into to see if like it was a viable business.
Well, I did do research about like tea rooms and stuff in general before, and it always showed as a positive thing.
Basically, what I see, Source is sometimes my internet card. It could also represent like upright is like transformation, but reversed kind of like a stagnation there. But for me, what I'm really reading right here in terms of your tea business, you're really thinking about something that is not done before, that is not traditionally what you see. Like I can see you going to the internet and like scouring about ideas of like how can you make your tea business different from all the rest of the things. In the near future, I can tell you that it's gonna be a lot of work. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna be viable, it just means that it's going to be something that you're gonna feel like it's work rather than play. At first, consciously, you're not ready to do it yet. But subconsciously, you're just like, I want to nurture this business so bad. It's an idea that I want to do. And it's like your heart and your mind are conflicting with it. It's like your mind's like, no, I gotta do more research. I gotta get everything situated. But your heart's like, which is why I want to do it. I want to see the fruition of my skills come to life. Advice is look towards any connections that you have, just anyone that may help you start a business. Turn to them as your advice, the connection card, and the environment is that you have hope. There's opportunity here. I also think that with the internet card, with non-traditional, and you have the star, which is also fame, not a bad idea that you are tying it into your YouTube career. I'm wondering if your hopes, it's both your hopes and your fears. So your hope is that you can move forward from like where you've been and moving towards something that you want, but also a little worried about having to move forward from something. And the outcome, the Knight of Pentacles, which is like you slowly working towards it. This is a very slow moving card in terms of, not only financially, but your skills and everything that comes with that. And you have Empress reversed, which indicates like disharmony. Maybe it's because it's going to be like a really tough business to start up. And the moon here, usually for the moon, it represents like the unknown, and I think like because this is something that is not traditional, like the outcome of this is really not known. It's really a toss-up. And also like Hermit is like looking within yourself, so go with something that resonates with you. That again is like tied to something that's not traditional, and maybe use the internet to help further that on for you. So I can see this as like, I don't want to use like traditional like gender norms, but something a little more like geared towards masculine fantasy. What? So like the outcome is that your business can be something that is not traditionally like feminine, and something that is themed within like the like fantasy, like sci-fi, like gamer type kind of theme of it. So if we're talking about advice in general and the outcome of it, this is the theme.
So basically just something non-traditional. That's what I've been wanting the whole time. It's a lot easier.
I mean, it's gonna be hard, but I don't see anything that indicates that you shouldn't do it. Like to me, it could indicate witchcraft or like, the occult or the unknown, mysteries, illusions, like that.
From what I see, that is out there that's related to tea. It's all about the health benefits, the beauty of tradition, it's a lot of that stuff. And from what I want to do, it's almost
opposite, right?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do the traditional of like self-care, because that's what this would be of, right? Do the opposite of that and add in that like maybe like the occulty, like darker flair with that. I mean, good luck on your journey with that. I have confidence in you. I think you have the work ethic here to do it. Especially with your environment here, being the star and having that hope. So
it just makes me so nervous that this is in the center of everything. Just pain and suffering and like.
I mean, because it is a minor arcana, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Like, if the tower was here, I don't know. I think this is just gonna indicate that it's just, you know, it's not going to be something that lands on, you know, your doorstep kind of thing. It's gonna be a little bit of a rough patch when you first start, and that's really normal for businesses.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
This really helps.
Okay.
This clears things up. Well, this has been a lot of fun and I learned a lot. So thank you for coming, Karen.
You're welcome.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay magical.